is the input or the tool of the PWD already incorporated on that. The reason I'm asking kasi, that's really interesting. Simply because it can be a model also for other cities, towns, or barangay. So for me, yun yung pinaka-interesting eh. Have you tried reviewing how it's being done in other countries? I think
Yes,
US
ma'am.
has a very good, and are you able to customize it?
Meron pong maliit na town, isang barangay po sa Makati, that nape-preserve po ang tradition and culture. That's why it was declared as the Heritage Zone of Makati. So, before, meron na nga daw po according to the engineering department, road safety, audit. But this is why we're interested, and because also of the PWD and the vulnerable sector input, na wala silang madaanan, and especially because kasi nga po, sa poblasyon, maliliit ang kalye. Luma po siyang barangay, ang kikipot ng kalye, walang sidewalk. So that is why, ngayon po, we are beginning to, through the inclusive mobility, na magkaroon po ng ganyan. As for the model po, we researched because of, yeah, meron po kaming nahanap na model tool from Queensland, Australia, that is very comprehensive, but kasi nga po sa kanila akma, so we will customize it, sabi nga po ni Attorney Sebo, we have to make it na angkop dun sa Poblacion Heritage Area po.
I find your presentation very interesting. Kung ano ko I am naturally patriotic, so I'd like to see heritage sites, areas like that preserved, no, and not lose our identity. Ang question ko lang po, isa lang pong tanong ko para sa Makati. Bagamat sinulat niyo po yung sa last slide nila, no, we will abide by the principles of inclusive mobility. Paano nyo nga po i-operationalize yan sa context ng heritage site? Parang, kasi for me, ang fear ko na we all use yung inclusive mobility as a term, no? And we all know it conceptually. Pero how do we really operationalize that? Okay po? So, ma'am, tapusin ko lang yung question ko bago sila sumagot. Yung, pag nasa loob ka ng Makati, paano mo siya, can you give me a concrete example kung paano nyo na-envision yung inclusivity?
Daanan po ng lahat ng sektor ng lipunan, mapa PWD, ang mga gumagamit ng NMTs, bikers, pedestrian, women, senior citizens, opo. Ang vision po kasi is not like in CBD na yun lang ang pinupuntahan. Yung integration po ng heritage aspect is we want the heritage zone na pupuntahan din ng tao from all walks of life. Like in the heritage zone sa Barangay Poblacion po, dahil po may Lenten season, sa Lenten season po, palagi po kami pinupuntahan dahil meron po kaming unique na tradisyon na nagkakaroon po ng kubol-kubol that we call Calvario. There are 44 Calvarios in Barangay Poblacion na nagkakaroon po ng pabasa starting po ng Wednesday, Holy Wednesday until Good Friday, and then we have the salubong, madaling araw po ng Sunday. So, hindi lang po yung ganung okasyon na nai-envision namin na magpupuntahan ng tao from all walks of life, but year-round, especially if we already have all in place po yung mga infrastructure na-restore na yung mga heritage houses, meron na pong magandang plaza sa harapan ng simbahan, kahit sino po pwedeng pumunta. That's how we would like to operationalize the inclusive mobility in the heritage project po. 6.6 hectares. Sorry.
Kailangan ma-incorporate natin yung umuusbong ngayon, yung umuuso, the accessible tourism. Kasi parang nagulat ako sa reaction nila, oo nga, no? Tapos parang minsan yun yung nakakalungkot talaga. Sabi nga namin, as a whole na po to, not only Makati, parang mas mura kung pagtayo mo pala ng building, paggawa mo ng parke, incorporate mo na yung accessibility law. Kaysa yung kailan nakatayo, saka mo, ay, hindi pala siya PWD friendly, saka mo siya i-renovate. Pero from this expert, natuwa ako kasi yung pagtanggap po na, oo nga, no, minsan kasi parang yung napag-aralan sa eskwelahan, yung natutunan na ginagawa sa trabaho, yun yung malungkot. Talagang, yun yung realidad. Parang, kung di mo kami list priority, hindi kami kasama. Pero with this team, parang talagang ang taas-taas ng pag-asa ko na we did the accessible tourism. We launched it 2008. Mapalad talaga ang Makati kasi ang nag-audit sa buong Pilipinas ay nasa Makati with architect Jaime Silva. From that information po, parang mas naging ano sila, nakita ko yung talagang eagerness nila na kailangan naging access. Pinagtatanong pa namin, is it walkability or is it accessibility? Sabi ko nga parang, when you say accessibility, it covers all. And yung mga ganun pong perspective, yung mga terminolohiya, yung mga idealist, yung mga ideas from the expert, tapos papasok ang isang PWD katulad ko, is really a something na talagang dapat talaga ma-exercise sa buong bansa. Na siguro nga is information dissemination and advocacy is really a key tool para po wala nang ganitong parang hindi dapat maging problema kasi batas. Kaya lang nga po, yon, nakakatuwa po. Sana nga po, ang isa po doon sa magiging resulta nito is to encourage and also maging best practice. Masama siya po sa mga best practice when it comes to accessibility.
Thank you.
You can find a champion na gagawin din siyang, I don't know if it's an ordinance, kasi that's what Iloilo did. They had a 3-month, it's a 3-month experimental project nung mga champions in the area. And then afterwards, natigil nga ma'am I think yun nga yung sinasabi. Pero ngayon, institutionalized na siya and they're starting it every Sunday. Tapos the other is, aside from a champion at the legal, at the Sanggunian, parang councilor champion siya in the area, it would also be good if you can find out parang champion from the showbiz. Meron kang champion na ganon kasi
Endorser na yon.
may endorser ka. No, it's true kasi that's what what's happening in Manila and that's also what's happening in Iloilo. For example, in Iloilo, you have the likes of Rock Drilon promoting it na social media and encouraging their friends to write about it. The same thing is happening in Intramuros. You've got Carlos Eldran utilizing all his network. So I think kami kahit in Katipunan, we're trying to find who would be that person who can be that person to parang promote, champion it in the area.
Actually, our champion here is Vice President Binay himself. The project, the master plan, was prepared during his incumbency as mayor of Makati. We even, tap resources from other countries, from Spain, from Barcelona, from Paris, those who have preserved historic sites in their respective cities. But, it's a very slow process, you have to convince the people who are there, you have to try to overcome the pressure from big developers who want to buy. Kung pwede nga, bilhin na ng developers ang buong Makati for high-rise structures and all that stuff. But the VP said, no, we have to preserve kahit na maliit na portion of Makati. Kasi dyan tayo nag-umpisa. And we have very few ancestral houses left. Handful. I think we only were able to identify about 5 lang Kasi nakikita natin doon, di ba? Avenue, Rockwell, Century City. Pero yung mga experts who came to Makati, they were really surprised that, there's a living cultural community na pinapractice pa rin yung mga old customs and traditions. Para bang pumunta ka sa isang city na akala mo nasa probinsya ka pa. Kasi magkakakilala lahat yung mga magkakapit bahay doon. So this is what we really like to preserve and promote. We have also gone to other cities like Vigan, Taal, Bacolod, lahat talagang tinitignan. But maliit lang talagang Makati kasi it doesn't compare with like Intramuros, for instance, where you have huge bahay na ba to and all. Dito sa Makati kasi nung araw talagang ano lang, nipahat lang nga mga nandyan eh. But anyway, we'd like to thank the panelists for their very good suggestions, looking for a champion. And then, alin?
You're saying that there are only 5 ancestral homes, no? I mean, how do you incentivize this private
You'll be
landowners,
surprised,
diba?
yung isa doon, nasa Amerika na halos lahat ng pamilya, but when they heard about this project, sila mismo pinaayos yung bahay nila. And there's another one, bahay ng mga guanyo, if you know Pia Guanyo, binenta na nila sa isang Chinese, ginagawa siyang bodega ngayon. Maybe they're willing to sell it to the government or
Yeah.
what. Pero, siyempre, limited din naman ang resources natin. Kahit sabihin yung mayaman si Makati, hindi naman lahat ng gusto pwedeng gawin, no?
Yun na sana
So-
sasabihin ko eh. Can afford
Naunahan
ang
ka
Makati
na,
to buy.
okay? Dapat yung taga Makati mismo, yung mga ordinaryong naglalakad, bibenta, kung ano dyan, no? Sila mismo yung maging champion. That's one way forward.